Hello, everybody. Giancarlo here with Bad Beats. Today, I'm here with Jimmy Bacon, also known as the Baconator. Yesterday, he got third place at the PPG Webcam qualifier. So, big shout out to Jimmy. You want to introduce yourself, bro?
Yeah, man. First of all, thanks for having me on. I love the channel, love what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I'm Jimmy. We run the Hermit Style podcast, me and my buddy Mike. Uh, really stoked that I was able to take Vegeks again to top three in PPG. I was pretty pumped about it. One of the last times that we get to play it at, I would say full power, but this is what the third, fourth
Yeah.
ban
Right.
list we've been trying to make it through.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I was actually going to play Dark Broly because of actually how much you put me onto Dark Broly.
Okay.
And when I heard the ban list and I saw this event, I was like, nah, we got to run with Old Faithful and run it back
Exactly.
again.
Yeah. Maybe one last time. Although I do know y'all have been telling me the deck isn't dead. Still gonna see the deck, and so maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe the hit didn't do as much as we thought. So, for those of you who don't know, yeah, like Jimmy said, Hermit Style Podcast. Him and Mike run it. They're both amazing players. I actually learned how to play against Vegeks just by listening to the podcast. I like literally never again as a Dark Broly player. I didn't play test the matchup a single time. I listened to Jimmy talk about the matchup on the podcast, and then one day in tournament, I just 2-0'd of Vegeks by doing exactly what he said to do. So you really need to check out Hermit Style. They're dropping incredible knowledge on that podcast. Jimmy, I'm a huge fan of the podcast. I'm curious to know what made you guys want to start a podcast. What was the thought process, and how did you kind of come to the form that it is today?
Yeah, man. First of all, that's so dope that happened in that tournament.
Yeah.
I was cheesing so hard when you told me that, bro. That's so sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, the podcast we started it. Shoot, I guess it's still pretty new. Honestly, we've only been
Mhm.
running it for a few months now. We really just we have been talking about it for a long time. Actually, we both kind of just
Mhm.
wanted to start a podcast.
Yeah.
Mike and I literally will just sit and talk about Dragon Ball for hours.
Oh yeah.
And we were just like, yo, we should just record what we're talking about and just
Yeah.
post it because this sounds like a podcast when we're talking. And then for me personally, I've always been like real into like just creative kind of things as
Mhm.
far as like media goes. I
Yeah.
used to actually run a video production company,
Okay.
and then that kind of fell through. And then I actually helped my friend start one, which is now Lobat Productions, who helps us with our
Mhm.
podcast as well.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. It's just always something that I really liked, and I love Dragon Ball. And I was like, shit,
Mhm.
let's put them together and just do something. I love both worlds, so let's just put them together and just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that sounds pretty cool, man. Yeah, you and Mike, y'all been killing it for a long time. Y'all are two, I'd say honestly underrated players. Every time I play against y'all, it's a sweat. Virginia has a lot of heavy hitters that just aren't necessarily as well known. And I probably all three of us kind of fall in that category, right?
If you say so, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm that great, but I'll definitely take the praise. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. No, Jim. We know you're a great player. So anyway, let's get into the deck list. First thing I noticed is it's 60 cards. What made you want to go with the 60 card list?
So I started the deck playing it at 60, like way back when,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked it a lot then. I felt there was a lot of utility. I tried going with like the lower, like 50 to 54 ish list
Mm-hmm.
of just like all gas, straight aggro, as fast as you can go. Like ditch any turn three plays because we don't want to go to turn three. We're trying to kill you on turn two. Uh, I chose 60 for this one because I felt like the straight aggro matchup actually is terrible in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I can just go right over top of you. And if you know how to play around Vegeks and you can stop their early hits, the deck really dies out fast. I mean, yeah, you can mill, reestablish your board, whatever, do your thing, but I can do that too. But the difference is, as long as I make it past your turn two, now I have these huge plays. And what are you going to do about it when I drop a 6-drop Vegeks, evolve my 7-drop? And I mean, I play Secret Identity too. So there's a chance in one turn I can clear your entire board and swing with a 25K single, a 25K double, a 30K double. I still have my leader swing. I probably have a unison swing. I probably have a Vegeta swing. Well, how does the player without those cards in their deck recover from that?
Okay. Yeah. Great point.
Um,
We
and
go. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say the only other thing too is Vegeks. You mill five. So yeah, the only thing that sucks about 60 is you don't see your Trunks Elite Descendant as often on one.
Yeah.
You have to hard mulligan for it. Like I literally just throw all six back if I don't see it. Hopefully I draw it. So I would say that's the only downside. So I understand why people don't play it because obviously the Splintering Mind package is broken. They know that. That's why I got
Yeah.
hit on the ban list. But there's so much utility in the deck, and there's so much more you can do with it than just, oh, lol, I burn you for one damage. You don't need Splintering Mind. I have multiple games that I won today where I never even played Splintering Mind. I had games today where I literally played Trunks, knowing that my Vegeta would die just to let my opponent waste cards out of their hand to kill it.
Okay.
So, like, you don't always need it, and there's so many other things the deck can do. I just don't think it's necessary, and I don't know. I think 60 is the way to play it.
Okay. Yeah, well, that actually makes a lot of sense. We talked briefly about your expectations going into the tournament. Did you expected a lot of mirror matches, right?
Yeah, we talked about it. We were like, all right, it's Vegeks last hurrah. Every player who's played Vegeks is going to play the deck. I expected to see mirrors all day long, so we built this list to be very strong in the main board in the mirror, and then we sided a few cards to make it even better for games 2 and 3.
Okay. How many mirrors did you play?
3
Three. Okay. So yeah,
out of 5 rounds.
out of
Swiss.
5. Okay. So that's most of them, right? What you just blow them out of the water? I mean, was it, were your predictions correct, and did it help you win those matchups?
Yeah. So up till this tournament, I've never dropped a mirror match.
Okay.
My first mirror, the guy was playing kind of a funky list. I mean, respect to him for not playing the norm. I don't even think he was playing Splintering Mind. He was playing like Skillless, but it
Okay.
wasn't even the skill. Like I played Skillless Vegeks, but he was playing the one drop Poutines with the Goku Junior, Vegeta Junior Unison card, and
The
he was
weenie
also
aggro.
playing, huh?
Weenie aggro version, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like Weenie
Weird.
Aggro, but then he also played Demigra.
Okay.
So he was like, basically, he would like Demigra on 2 and then do his like Goku Junior play on 3. And it was okay. Basically, game 1, I won with Mira, and that was it. Like, I knew he didn't have any negates, so I just set him up for a Mira play.
Yeah.
And then game 2 was honestly, game 1 took so long because he was playing a little bit more of a grindy version, and I also can play a little bit more of a grindy version. We actually went to time in game 2, and that was it. I just won since I won game 1.
Okay. Yeah, that'll happen.
So that was fine. I didn't really expect to lose that one because he just wasn't playing the deck optimally. I mean, there's just no reason not to play Splintering Mind.
Right.
The second one was against the controversial guy that made it to finals undefeated. That I guess there's videos of him. People are saying he stacked his deck. I don't know. We don't have to get into that.
Yeah.
All I'll say is he was a very good player. He played the matchup perfectly. I could tell he definitely has played it before. The only other thing I'll say is he definitely hit perfectly and had every card he needed both games. I call when you hit your Unison, Vegeta, Kai, blocker, and your Trunks Overrealm, turn 1. I call that the Royal Flush.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you guys listen to the podcast, that's how I every time if I say Royal Flush, you know what I'm talking about. He Royal Flushed me 2 games in a row, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
must be nice.
That's tough. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, we don't have to get into that. I'm not a investigator or anything. So, but okay. So, yeah, let's talk about the deck list a little bit more now. Like you said, there's pretty much a standard build, right? I call them the Vegeks cards. So any card you mill to summon Vegeta, Trunks, Unison, Kai, you play 4 of all of those. That's pretty obvious at this point. Play 4, draw 4, whatever you want to call it. We play the Trunks Elite Descendant, which gets Reluctant Reinforcement, which gets Splintering Mind. That package we know is broken. That is what I would call basically the standard split. Some of the non-standard cards we can get into. I'm going to save the biggest one for last. That's the one I'm most interested in. We'll start with the dark Power of Black Mass Saiyan 1-drop. I've seen a lot of builds. I have seen builds play this, but we've also seen the Haru Double Striker. What makes you want to play this 1-drop as opposed to the other one?
I think the other one's terrible, honestly. I don't know why people play it. I've looked at it a million times. I tried it. I tried playing it at 4 for a while just to be like, all right, maybe I'm missing something. A 1-drop that requires a Unison play just to gain Double Strike is kind of awful when you play 4 FTC and you can just play free battle cards all the time. I would much rather just pay that 1 energy to drop an FTC down on my Vegeta or something and have a way bigger Double Strike. I don't ever have a problem getting enough Double Strikes in. And then when do you actually need it? Against green, they're going to dormant you. And sure, people talk about playing around dormant, but if you play around dormant, I only have one more attack anyways. You can't tell me that you don't have one more meaningful attack where I need to drop this one drop that's going to die the next turn because they're just going to attack it. So pretty much every game I had it, it was irrelevant. I tried playing it, it felt terrible. I pretty much went to where I was just putting in energy. I mean, it can be good, but I would much rather have Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan because he's actually going to help me. I don't need to attack with him. If I draw him turn one against Red Broly, it almost just secures the bag, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I
oh
don't know
yeah.
how I lose at that point.
No, I agree.
Uh, and Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan just hits so many cards in the format right now that even in the mirror, like I said, we try to build for the mirror. That card is so detrimental in the mirror match. Almost every mirror match I played today, I guess everyone had the same thought process because every single one was turn one or two, my opponent played BMS.
Yeah.
And at some point, all I was doing was searching for a secret identity or waiting till two with a Time Agent Vegeta so I could warp it because that card, not being able to play your Trunks and your Kais is just it's terrible. Supreme
yeah.
Kai Time is one of the most broken cards in the deck. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, makes sense. You know, I hard mulligan for it against Vegeks too. I think a little bit Red Broly players, their swap version, they get a little complacent about their Piccolo Junior Unison. Um, a lot of the times, if you play BMS on turn one and they slam Piccolo Junior turn two, you get a free clear on their Unison. I don't know. I've seen a lot of. It's happened to me. I've seen it happen. This card definitely puts in work. Have you had that happen at all, where you just clear the Unison immediately?
So funny enough, I've never drawn a BMS turn one against Red Broly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So in theory, it's great. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I agree with you. But I've never drawn it. Every Red Broly except for one time in one tournament,
Mhm.
I've gone right under and pretty much kill on two.
Okay. Hey, well, that's actually better, so never mind. um,
Yeah.
the super combo split I thought was pretty interesting. You play two of the sparking and two of the new, let's say, bottom one draw two. I actually
Yeah.
just noticed looking at this deck list. One is a Trunk Xeno, one's a Vegeta Xeno. I literally just noticed that. So it's pretty cool. What made you do the split as opposed to four?
All right. So the split is because in aggro matchups, people will try to push you from 5 to 3. There's also just early hits you don't want to take, and your Vegeta is offline until you're at 4 life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have your Kai and you play for Vegeta, you're probably going to take the hit. Whereas if I play this Trunks, I can get out of so many things early. It gives me a lot more defense because my deck realistically by at least turn two, a lot of times turn one, it's live because I have 5 in my drop.
Mm-hmm.
So from turn one on, I have a super combo I can play where I draw a card, and I just think that's really beneficial. Also, if there's people trying to hold me out from awakening, for example, Blue Baby,
Right.
they're trying not to let me awaken. And if all I see is one Trunks blocker and my Splintering Mind and I can't find the Power Burst, I'm stuck at 5 life. So that can help me push on turns where I can't get my life down to 4. And then the only last thing I'll say about it is Bibbity's awful. Please stop playing Bibbity.
Fair enough. Yeah. Not what it used to be, right?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, it's 15, bro. I want to draw a card. Like, you can't
Yeah.
tell me 5K matters that much in Vegeks, bro.
Right.
I'm trying to draw a card, find the cards I actually need, and I'm trying to defend early. Like,
Right. Well, the
it's two
card you
Trunks, two
draw is
Vegeta.
also
I would never play it differently.
the card you draw is also probably just going to be a 5K anyway. So
Exactly my point. And
yeah.
also the like you said, they're both Xeno. So
Mhm.
if you are playing the 6 and 7 drops,
Yep.
That's good because it gives you more targets.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so let's get into this. Yeah, the 6 and 7s. This is something we saw, I guess, not the beginning, but we saw these kind of flow in and out of the deck based on the player. So what made you want to play them?
Yeah, when they came out, I thought they were bad.
Mhm.
I don't think they were good when they came out, actually. Like, tapping 3 just to get a 25K double striker just didn't seem that good to me. And then you have to have the 7 to evolve. Like, yeah, if you have both, that's cool. But what are the chances that you have both in your hand? I guess kind of high, but I don't know. It just felt like if I tap 3 in a format where there's green with Frieza and they just pop it, that felt so bad. I'm not trying to tap out, replace 1. What I did do when I played the deck when green was much more relevant was I would try and play it on 4 and I would set up a 1-cost play. So I would try and bait them into either killing my Splintering Mind or killing my one or the other. And that way I could just go to the other one since they can no longer counterplay. But yeah, it went out because of green, I think. People just were annoyed because they just play it, get popped, and that just is a bad feel. But green's really gotten a lot out of the format right now.
Oh, yeah.
And now that the format has gone back to, there's a lot of black decks in the format. We've got red Broly's in the format. We've got some slower decks in the format. It's kind of shining again. And for me in the mirror match, that was the main reason. I don't want to get caught playing the mirror where someone's playing those cards and I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, actually, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's funny what you said. I feel like we only saw 3 decks yesterday. Now, obviously, not talking about the guy who got first with Golden Frieza. We saw Vegeks, Red Broly, and Dark Broly. I didn't see like any other decks at all in the. Obviously, there were some. I know Mike played Baby, right? So clearly there were other people playing stuff. It just seemed like the vast majority of the tournament were those 3 decks. And so basically, yeah, what you said about that helping and green not being played is very true. Pretty funny. At the start of the format, we saw almost nothing but green, and now we're seeing little to no green. So pretty funny.
Bro, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say too. There's also people who have opted to play the barrier one instead. They just cut that whole line and play the 5-drop Diddley Defender.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worth maining in a format where you're going to go against Vegeks.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about it with Mike because Mike was like, why would you not want to play the 5-drop in an aggro matchup? Like, you just play that thing for 3 energy and you have a 24k Deadly Defender. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to waste resources to kill it. And I was like, no, because what's going to actually happen is they're going – sorry, can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I said what's actually going to happen is I'm going to swing with this 24k, right? I'll do 1 damage. Wonderful. I did 1 damage. I'm going to pass turn. They're going to play their 6-drop, and I'm going to have to waste a card to save it. And then they're going to play the 7-drop, kill one of my guys. Now I got to waste 2 cards to save it. I would much rather just put the gas on them and play my 6, play my 7, and have 2 double strike swings at their life.
Wow, okay. Damn, yeah, that kind of blew my mind. I would have agreed with Mike like 2 minutes ago, but that actually makes way more sense.
Yeah, like the match just doesn't work out. I can put you in a much worse spot with those 2.
Okay.
And, like, in my mind, the 5-drop in the mirror is not dying. The 6 and 7-drop is winning. Okay,
interesting. Yeah, you know what? No, that makes damn. Yeah, that's good. See, that's like the type of knowledge you get from listening to the Hermit style because, that made perfect sense. Like I said, 2 minutes ago, I would have agreed with Mike and said, nah, you should be playing that shit because it's good against aggro, but it doesn't need to be good against aggro when you can just win. So all right, awesome. Let's get into some of the overrealm. So you play 3 of the Man on a Mission, which is a 0-mana crit double strike. That sounds pretty good on paper. And then, of course, you play 1 of the Mira, the dreaded Mira Champa play that everybody always fears. Talk a little bit about
that. Okay, so Man on a Mission is just broken. It's a free double strike crit in a deck that already plays a million free cards.
Mm-hmm.
And you can really set people up. Like, you can put them in a position where they feel like they need to combo out of a big double strike.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for example, I like going to 35 or 40, depending on hand size sometimes, with a swing. Like, say they're at 5 life, and I can pump up a double strike to try and push them to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they may feel that they need to combo out if they got it like that, right? So I'll put them in a position to where I know they can combo out if they want to, but I'll put them in a bad spot. So now if they do, now I'm like, okay, great. Here's a 6-drop Man on a Mission. Put a Kai on it. Now I'm glad you wasted those resources where you would have got those 2 life to your hand. Now I push a 30k double crit where now you're losing those cards too.
Okay.
But I mean, in general, just having a free double strike crit it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think you can play the deck without it.
I will say we've seen super combos shift to these 0-mana plus 0 draw 2s that only work on 4 life. So like you just said, Man on a Mission has gotten better as a card simply because those exist. And they can't super combo when they're above 4 life. So anytime they're at 5 life, like you said, they're going to 3 and they're losing them crit cards. This card's so powerful in that regard. So yeah, I definitely agree. That's pretty cool. And then yeah, of course, Mira is Mira. What do you want to say about Mira?
It's good.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Mira's good.
Yep.
I swung one time with 39 cards in my warp for game.
Yeah.
And he did make me count him out to see if
Uh,
he could combo
that's
out.
BM, bro. I used to hate that. When I'd be like swing mirror, they'd be like, "What's he at?" I'd be like, bro, he's
Yeah.
like you lose, like you're losing.
So yeah, whatever that comes out to, I think it's like over 200K.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, so that was cool. I did swing for game twice, and the controversial guy that we don't know if he cheated or not, it looks like he cheated. I did swing twice in both games. He was down to 3 power bursts, and I was like, okay, shit, like I'll lose next turn. I know the Vegeks mirror well. It's just RNG at this point.
Yeah.
Hopefully he didn't draw the 4th power burst. Both games he had the 4th power burst, so I was like, damn,
Dang. Okay.
like it feels bad.
Yeah.
I will say it's nice having Mira being able to play it as a one of because you have Fu, so you technically always have 3, and he's always a turn 4 kill because you can just tap 2, remove Fu, grab him back, and then you have your 1 for Mira and then 1 for FTC.
Yep. Sounds pretty good. Yep. Mira Champa, still Mira Champa. People tend to forget about it. It's very punishing when people forget about the Mira Champa. It really is.
And he has deflect.
Yeah, and he has deflect, so yeah, he's going in. All right, so the biggest change, the one I was the most curious about is the Hachi Jack Hatred Everlasting. I noticed you're not playing the Majin Buu's Human Extinction Attack. I think you've opted for this Hachi Jack instead. What would you like to say about that?
Yeah, that is probably, I guess, probably the most outlandish thing I did. So pretty much, I see a lot of people play Human Extinction Attack. I was also playing Human Extinction Attack prior to this. I started playing Hatchyak. I played Hatchyak almost the entire time I played Vegeks, honestly. The only time I took him out was when I was not playing the 6 and 7 drops. The problem I have with Human Extinction Attack is it costs 1 energy. And yeah, I get the argument. Everyone's like, okay, Vegeks plays everything for free. What's 1 energy? Honestly, I'm like, bro, it's not really like that. When you play Vegeks, like if you play Vegeks a lot, you do use your energy. You use it to capitalize on all the free cards you play. Like for example, turn 1, I'm playing my Trunks, and then I play my whatever my Vegeta.
Yeah.
On turn 2, I'm tapping 1. I'm playing my Splintering Mind, and like yeah, I do have 1 for Human Extinction. Honestly, most times I'm probably gonna boo because I'm trying to get my hand back up. And then on turn 3, I play my 6 and 7 drop line. My turn 3 play is pretty much always my 6 drop. So I'm like, when am I actually playing this Human Extinction?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't really know when I'm playing it. So that's one thing I don't like about it. And I mean, obviously, you don't have to do those lines, and obviously, it doesn't always work like that. So I get that. But the thing about Hatchyak is he's also so good in the mirror. He won me one of my games in the mirror, and he's won me many games in the mirror before because of the tap 3 effect. Vegeks doesn't have counterplays. I don't have to worry about him not hitting on board. Yeah. I'm going to tap 3, play this Hatchyak. I'm going to kill 2 of your battle cards. And that's just so powerful if I don't have my 6 and 7 drop line to go into. So
okay,
I think he's really good in that regard. And then I would say the last thing is if I don't have to worry about hand size as much, he puts 3 more cards in my drop. If someone's trying to stall my Awaken, I don't have to use energy as resource to get the 20 in my drop. So that's really good, and that's come in play a lot of times for me. And then the Mira play in the game I lost against Golden Frieza in top 4. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but I had to find Mira to win that game.
Yeah,
I literally had like 10 cards left in my deck, and I mill 5, can't find it. I super combo twice, I can't find it. I literally the only other thing I could do to try and win was play Hatch, like not play him, but pitch him for my hand to mill 2 more cards to try and find this dumb Mira in my deck. Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get there.
Right.
But if I had Human Extinction, I would have had a 0% chance at winning that turn. Whereas Hatch, I don't know, you can do the math, 12 cards, mill 2, whatever that percentage is, it's more than 0 that I hit Hatch.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, yeah. Jimmy always said on the podcast, the way you beat the mirror match is you clear the board and kill the unison, and then it's over. So like you said, Hatch kind of just helps with that. Just clear the board, kill the unison, stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much. And you have to be resilient with it, man. Like, they can make a board very easily again, but you have to do a lot of counting. Like the unisons, if you know that that's the only unison that they've presented to you, it's honestly best to put the unison to 1 marker or 2 markers. You never want to let it get past 3 because no one's going to ult me. Like, I'm not letting anybody ult me. No one's going to neg for me. I'm not letting that happen. If they've gone through multiple go tanks, then yeah, like kill the unison, get it out of there. The Vegetas are a good target because they get warped, so as you go through them, they can't come back.
Yep.
So yeah, it's all about the board clear and just keeping that advantage.
Okay.
But it's a weird pivot. Like you have to understand in the mirror at some point, clearing their board puts the advantage back on them. So you have to know when that is and then pivot to their life. And it really just depends on. There's no like set rule. It just depends on game state, and you're always counting your hand. Like
Okay.
since the start, Dragon Ball's been about hand advantage for most
Oh,
decks. The
absolutely.
mirror is 100%. I'm constantly like, okay, am I up or down? How do I get back up?
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny that you said that. I feel like that's why the Golden Frieza was kicking shit in all weekend because a lot of people just don't understand how Golden Frieza works. And I know us being like people who played since set one, it's like, yeah, we know exactly how that deck works. So I feel like a lot of people were just like giving him all the cards he ever wanted to win the game. And that's probably why it did so well. But I'm not saying that disrespectfully, of course. But yeah.
No, I mean that deck, and I mean like even when I played him, like he hit the nuts, bro. Like he
Hmm.
hit double avenging Frieza, Dodoria, and two Bergamos, two super combos, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, when you got like, how do I beat that? Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
people definitely sleep on Gold. I used to play Golden Frieza,
Oh, yeah, me too.
and like hand size is always insane as long as you hit avenging,
Yeah.
that deck is wild, bro. So like
Yeah.
it's surprising that he topped in this meta, but it's not that surprising because of how strong that deck is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. People who played in set one, I've noticed. We all we want to go back to the meta of set one, set two, and so like I've been playing Lemon Lime Frieza like on and off since set two. Like it came back in set five, came back in set seven. It's pretty funny, man. It's pretty cool, but yeah. All right, so yep, that was the main. Let's get into the side. Some of your choices. Right off the bat, we have four max power Kamehamehas. I love this card. You and Mike have said it's one of the best cards in the format. Is that why you decided to side four?
It's one of the best cards in the game. That
Yep,
card
I agree.
is insane. All right, so for one, this is best of three tournament. I actually did think I would see Reboot Gohan in this tournament.
Hmm.
It's been in so many webcam tournaments. It got banned best of one, but this was best of three. So I actually was expecting to see Reboot Gohan, and this card is great because you can get a negate back. Negates beat Reboot Gohan. Like I don't know. Some people try and debate that there's more skill to it. I'm like, bro, I really don't think there is. I've never lost a Reboot Gohan.
Yeah.
The only time I lost a Reboot Gohan was the one time I never milled a blocker or drew a negate, and I
Mm.
was like, sure.
Yep.
So it's really good against that deck, and then it just warps everything in the format. Like what every deck is playing big cards without barrier. So
Absolutely.
it kills Demigra, it kills Red Broly, it kills Sin Shenron, it kills the Vegeks. I mean, so many cards that it just pops.
Yep.
It's insane, and I don't know. It that card came in a lot of matchups. Like it does work.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I love this card. Nothing hurts more than getting my Demigra hit by max power. Literally nothing. I'd rather just lose the game on turn two than someone kill my Demigra with a max power. It hurts
Yeah,
so bad.
I'm trying to do that every time.
Exactly. We have four Makekabura. This is my boy, bro. I fucking love this card. I'll say like at the very very start of the set 11 format, when all those Go tanks topped, I bought eight Makekabura immediately. It was like $1. I was like, yo, this dude's about to jump so crazy high. Because of how, like you said, how linear the format is. Everything just plays big cards. Did you? How often did you side this in?
I decided in a few times. I never saw it. I don't know.
Okay,
Just
that's how it
I
goes.
never saw it. Oh, actually, no. You know what? I did. I found it in my game against Invoker actually, but
Uh,
unfortunately, the game was over by the time I played
okay,
it. I didn't
yeah,
have a negate for the Apex, so
okay,
you got to have the negate with Meki Kabura for it to be good against
mm,
Invoker.
yeah,
But I do think the card is very strong. I just it's it's kind of weird. Like in Vegeks, there aren't a ton of matchups where I need it.
yeah,
It's because a lot of the matchups where you would, I guess, historically want it, I can go under all those anyways without it. So that kind of does limit it a little bit, but it's really nice to actually turn off like counter plays or counter attacks when I'm trying to go for game
right,
if I don't need those two energy. So that's pretty cool. Like if I know that they're gonna topo me, I can just drop it. It'd be like if I had that against Invoker in the one game, I would have won, and we wouldn't have went to game 3 because I would have
Right.
just been like, okay, Topo 4.
Okay.
Um,
Makes sense
so
to me.
it's good in that regard. I think it's a lot better in other decks though that go a little bit longer because you have more time to play a 2-drop 15K. Where in Vegeks, I'm like, yeah, I could play that, or I can just like smash your face a million
Right,
times.
yeah. Or you could play another Trunks Elite Descendant. Like, it's not a hard choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, so we have an additional copy of the BMS. We have an additional copy of the Secret Identity. I'm guessing that's for the mirror.
Yeah, I wish I played 2 Secret Identity actually. If I yeah, like that card is insane. I sided it in like all day long. I honestly, I don't know what I would cut from the main. I might cut a 7-drop or a man on a mission, which sounds crazy, but in this format, Secret Identity was so much better than man on a mission in
Oh,
the
yeah, bro.
mirror.
Nah, Secret Identity's nuts. I also main two. That card's nuts, bro.
Yeah, that card came in all day.
Yep. Let's see. 2 of the SS3 tag team. This one was pretty interesting. How did it do?
It was cool. I played it against Invoker, and I played Legends, and I can't remember his exact words, but he was basically like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
um,
It always
yeah,
catches them off guard.
the card's good. It represents 2 different things for Vegeks, which is cool. I try and say Vegeks now because people flame me for saying Vegeks, although I enjoy saying Vegeks.
Is it not Vegeks?
He's not a real character anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Uh,
I thought it was Vegeks. I didn't know it wasn't I thought it was.
I I don't know. My girlfriend is a teacher,
Yeah,
and she has told me that it should be pronounced Vegeks.
interesting.
I still enjoy saying Vegeks, so
Yeah, I've never thought about it.
I don't know.
Interesting.
But anyways, yeah, tag team. He represents 2 things. So I can play him as just an additional attack, right? Because on my Splintering Mind play, he's just an extra 15K body. Because when I bring out Splintering Mind, I can just play him for free. The other thing he can do is when one of my cards, like if I play Man on a Mission or any of my overround, or even Trunks, honestly, if I want to hide the fact that I have the tag team, I can wait till do it to end of turn if I know I need him as the blocker, because he can now defend my Reluctant Reinforcements if I don't have that play set up. He can also defend my Unison. So if I go, like, if they didn't attack my Unison the first turn I played it, and I can go Trunks blocker, tag team Gohan, I'm going to ult you the next turn
Yeah.
because I'm blocking both the attacks. And hopefully, if you have a 3rd attack, I have the Power Burst in my hand.
Right.
So that way, next turn is going to be insane because I'm going to play Splintering Mind on you. I'm going to attack you 2 times with a double strike, 25K. And hopefully, I have this 3-drop Vegeks to play so I can drop my 6 and then my 7. And I'm just going to swing a million times at your face, dealing 2 damage.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. The one of Secret Rare, obviously the negative balls. We've seen this in and out of the main and side. What did you side it in against?
I sided in against Sin Shenron
Yep.
because those 9-drops got to go.
Yep.
I sided it in the mirror because when they have a big board on me, it's got to go. It was actually very helpful in the I didn't see it, but it would have been very helpful in the first Vegeks mirror I played where he spammed the board with weenies.
Right.
Because at one point it was actually a little scary because he literally had like 7 cards on board, and I was like, oh my god, I
Right.
don't know if I can get back over this because I couldn't find my Secret Identity.
Yeah.
So I sided the balls in that matchup, but basically anything that goes wide or anything that can like spam blockers, like Red Bulma, it comes in for.
Okay. Yeah, Red Bulma, huh? You're expecting to see Red Bulma here?
I wouldn't have been surprised, honestly. I knew there was at least one Red Bulma player in there because he's in our Discord. So I was like,
Okay.
shit. A 1 is one too many for me.
It-
That deck scares me a little bit.
Interesting. Okay. And then yeah, here we have we called it what, the Deadly Defender Vegeks. Very similar effect to Deadly Defenders. And you kind of already explained why you didn't mainboard it. So if you don't side this in for the mirror, what do you side it in against?
All right, so this is there as a security blanket. If someone is playing some dumbass spam, sorry, I didn't mean to curse. If someone's playing some spam deck that just like attacks me a million times, I can just make sure I have some kind of sideboard card for it. I didn't want to play Protector of the People. I don't think that card's very good.
Yeah.
At least not in Vegeks. Like you -1. you're probably going to -1 again because they're
Yep.
still going to, if they're smart, they're going to play around it. They're
Yep.
going to swing with their unison. They're going to swing with their leader. So you still took 4 cards out of my hand. I'd rather just have this Vegeks to play. Also, there's matchups where the 6 and 7 drop become irrelevant.
Yeah.
So I can side all 6 of them out. So there were games where like Invoker. Invokers, the 6 and 7 drop is terrible. So I would side them out, and I probably wouldn't side in that 5 drop, but I can still side in my Tag Team Gohan. I can side in the balls. I can side in my Mass Saiyan. I can side in the Secret Identity. I can side in, like, it opens so many spots.
Yeah.
And then if I know that it's a different matchup where they can pop my 6 drop very easily, I can just take out that line again, play the 5. Like if I'm playing green, I'm
Right.
probably going to take out the 6 and 7, put in the 5, and now I have all these flex spots. I have Tag Team Gohan's incredible against green.
Yep.
Secret Identity is incredible against green. And Black Mass Saiyan's incredible against green. So it makes siding very easy.
Okay. Damn. Yeah, that's smart. All right. All that. Yeah, you did a great job of explaining the deck. What matchups did you play? That's what I want to know.
Oh, okay. So like each round.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so round 1, I played against Red Broly. I played against arguably one of the best players in the event. Definitely, like, definitely hats off to him. Like,
Nah, tell him. You say I beat your ass, bro. Tell
I
him.
was like, I have to play Ryan Severin.
Yeah.
I got on. I know Ryan. We got on webcam, and I was like, bro, I don't feel like playing you this round. I was like, I'd be all right with it last round. I was like, but goddamn. So I got to spend my entire first round sweating every turn just because I know he's a phenomenal player.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, he played Red Broly, and I know I can go under that. So
Yep.
I think I was pretty lucky in that he played a deck and then I was favored. So it just is what it is. I was able to win 2-0, but again, I mean, I'm sure he would beat me any other day of the week.
No. Tell him. Yo, Ryan, you got 2-0, dog.
No, bro. Ryan's a phenomenal player.
Better step that game up, dog. Nah, and I know Ryan too. He's a cool ass dude. Yeah, so that's why we're joking around. But yeah,
it's just
cool.
The problem with Red Broly is they kill themselves, right?
Yeah.
So all you have to do is the Vegeks players put them in a position where they have to take life or they don't want to. So you literally just play Vegeks as it's supposed to be played. You swing 1,000,000 times. You push them. And then as long as you can push them to 4 early, they're going to have to take, like, it's kind of hilarious. So many of them will have to take themselves down to 3 life on their own. And it's just like, I win. Because you're not going to kill me that turn. And there's no way against, and like Violent Rays doesn't do anything to me. I don't know why people talk about Violent Rays being so good against Vegeks. I'm like, what are you hitting, bro? Yeah. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to ult you with my unison. I know that turns that off. Yeah. Like, okay, cool. You play a negate. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go right under it. I'm going to warp your 3rd life. You're going to be at 2 life. And now literally every card in my deck is lethal.
Right. Yeah. The only card that matters is 19K. So it slides just under it.
Yeah. The only time that you should ever lose to Red Broly is when you don't see Splintering Mind and you don't hit your mills where you cannot aggress them early. Right. That sucks. Like, if you can't aggress them early and you let them stabilize at 4 life, that feels terrible. Like, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree. Yeah, I also – Red Broly, it's a fine deck, but it definitely loses to Vegeks. What did you play the next round?
It was the mirror. That was the skillless one I talked about.
Yep.
So that was one game 1. Game 2 went to time, so it was just that's it. Let's see. But round 3, I played. Oh, that was when I played the mirror against the controversial guy. Yeah. So that one, he 2-0'd me. I mean, what do you like?
It is what it is.
Mike and I both talked about it. We were like, I made the deck as good as I possibly could, I think, in the main board for the mirror. But ultimately, if I don't mill well and you royal flush me, if you have half a brain, you're gonna win. Like, it does not take skill to hit a royal flush and win a game, especially if your opponent doesn't hit as good as you. So that happened both games. So I was like, oh, whatever. Like, I just took the L. The next round, what did I play? Oh, I played Sin Shenron. Sin Shenron usually, historically, is pretty tough, but I pretty much ran through him games 1 and 2. Both times I was going to play game 1. He was going to play game 2. Game 1 went very quick. I actually won because of Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. I popped his 4-drop, and he, with my Mass Saiyan, I think.
Yeah.
And he played the card from drop, and I was like, all right, pitch two. And that was it pretty much. I put him to literally 0 cards in hand before he was even at 4 life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, people
I,
underestimate how good BMS is against Sin Shinron. If you stick it turn one, there's like a super high chance that they just can't ever clear it. The only way they can clear it was with a super combo, and then they have to attack it. And then like
yeah.
throughout the
I
course
was
of
like,
the
bro,
yeah,
if you did all that, he did his job anyways.
exactly, bro. And it's like, bro, you stick him on turn one throughout the course of the game, he's gonna give you a +4. He really is. Like between
Yeah.
like the balls, the ice Shinron, there's another thing I forget that they can do, but it's like a lot of little stuff that they do that just doesn't work out for them when you have BMS on the board.
Yeah, yeah. So that was pretty much game one. I literally put in the 0 in hand, or I think I put like 1 card in his hand,
Yeah.
and then I played Man on a Mission. I think and put him to 3.
Yeah.
And that like you can't win. Like
No.
he should have just scooped at that point, but we played it out at 1. And then the second game he was on the play, and I just sided in all 4 max powers, and he played his 9 drop, and
Yep.
I max powered it, and I won.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Yeah, that was it. He did say like, I mean, he was definitely still learning the deck.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think he definitely could have made some more. We talked about it for a while, and I talked about some of the plays he could have changed to make it a little better. Because when I played like someone like Eden, like I played him in tournament,
Yeah.
and like that was crazy when you play against someone who's very skilled with Sin Shenron that's been playing it like nonstop. So
Yeah.
it's still a very strong deck.
It's a whole different game in all honesty.
Yeah, yeah, it's still a very strong deck. Like if you can establish 2 9 drops against me,
Yeah.
you probably will win.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Yep. Yep. Tell them, bro, they got to join the Hermit style Discord. That's where all the knowledge is dropped, bro.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So, but we win 2-0 against Sin Shenron. We go the last round is another Vegeks mirror. He was playing basically the same deck as me.
Yep.
He built it the same way. He's playing the 6 and 7 drop. And I mean, he was a cool guy for sure. I just kind of outplayed him like the whole
Yeah.
game. I made sure I had hand advantage. I cleared his board when I needed to. I pushed life when I needed to, and it pretty much was just the whole time the game was in my favor.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to talk about it too much because I basically did everything that I talked about throughout this thing
Yeah,
to win the
exactly.
mirror. And
Yeah.
then I'm pretty sure I won with Mira, I think.
Yep.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, so that
There was one game I think I won with a Kai swing. That was pretty cool.
okay.
I don't remember what game it was, but I was going in and I swung with my 1 drop Kai because it was against Sin Shenron. So I won against Sin Shenron in the second game because
Yeah.
I put him to 1 life, and I knew he had that dumbass card that you can combo and pop a card that has
Haze.
like greater energy.
Yeah,
Haze.
Yeah.
So I literally just swung with a 1 drop Kai and comboed my hand out and won. I think he thought because he had Haze he was safe. I guess he didn't think I had the balls to swing with Kai. I don't
No,
know.
yeah.
But
That's awesome.
that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hell yeah, man. And then what was top 8? You said you played Invoker in top 8?
Top 8 I played against Legends.
Yep.
Hats off to Legends, man. I actually played him in the last round of another webcam tournament. I don't remember what one it was.
Yeah.
He's like always winning with Invokers. Crazy. He's
Yeah.
insane with the deck.
Oh yeah.
So he beat me pretty good the last time. So I was happy to get a rematch
There you go. Okay.
and bring it back around. I was able to get the win.
Yeah.
It was kind of unfortunate the way I won. So game 1, I played really well, and I just did what Vegeks does. Played as fast as possible. You have to play as fast as possible against Invoker.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. You need to be able to potentially kill them by turn 3, because once it gets later than that, it's so hard to push past that wall defense with that 3-drop Vegeta.
Yep.
And there's nothing I play that can kill the 3-drop Vegeta. The only card I could side is Demonic Absorption, and that's terrible.
Yeah, that card
I'm not gonna
sucks.
side that card.
Yeah, I would never side that.
No, I'll just take the L if that's what it means.
Exactly.
But yeah, turn 1, I was able to just go full gas and just swing. I actually was able to get 2 trunks in hand, so I was very fortunate. Game 2, he just clapped me. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
Game 3, we're going into time. We already know there's only 3 minutes left in the round.
Yeah.
So we basically both knew we are playing to have more life than the other one.
Yeah.
So we played a very weird game of Dragon Ball that was not how that match is supposed to be played.
Yeah.
Uh, he swung pretty big with a double strike cooler on his last turn
Yeah.
because he played the arrival cooler,
Yep.
and I literally comboed my whole hand out, and that was it because that was his last turn. He was at 5 life, and I was at 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And so he passed turn, and then I just said, "Okay, I end my turn," and
Uh,
then I won. So I
yeah.
felt kind of bad winning that way, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's not really your fault as much as it is just how time works. How would you say that matchup functions regularly? I don't play either of the decks honestly, so I'm curious as to see.
Yeah, it just depends. So it used to. So when Vegeks came out, it was definitely the worst matchup I could possibly have, and it was not winnable for real.
Okay.
At least the way I played Vegeks back then. But
Yeah.
also, I've always, I guess, played weird cards in Vegeks because when it came out, I thought Splintering Mind was terrible, and I still think I'm correct that it was terrible then because the deck was so strong. You
Yeah.
did not even need to worry about warping 2 of your life.
Nah.
I pretty much won every game at 6 life. I didn't understand why people wanted to kill themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But because of that, it made Invoker and Jiren almost unwinnable. So that was
Yeah.
definitely the worst matchup back then. Since then the deck has been able to get more aggressive, and then obviously like we have Trunks and all these cards that are just wild. We have Man on a Mission that pushes aggro, so it got a lot
Yep.
better. I would say it's honestly, I don't know. If they're a real good Invoker player, I think it's like 50-50.
Okay.
If I can open really well and push you hard, uh, and I hit my Splintering Mind on curve and you can't answer it, I'm probably gonna win.
Mm.
Uh, but if I can't, or you're able to stabilize, once you drop that 3-drop Vegeta, the game just changes. Like he can look at my hand, he can rip any card out.
Yeah.
Like he ripped a 6-drop Vegeks out of my hand.
Mm.
That felt bad, even though
Yeah.
that card isn't that good in the matchup.
Still.
It was actually good at that point because I was so aggressive. I made him combo almost everything out of his hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie, like it's tough. It is the one of the matchups I don't feel like ever playing.
Okay. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I hate playing against Invoker. I will say though, the Makekabura, you can call Vegeta 3 the turn before they can play Vegeta. That's one
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
that's one of the solaces I take when I play against an Invoker. That's it. I can do that. And that's the only thing I have that's good against them.
Yeah, and I should have mentioned that earlier too. But no, you're absolutely correct. Unfortunately, I didn't see it on my
Yeah.
queue to play. But no, you're absolutely correct in that as well.
I got you. And then the what was it? Top 4 against Golden Frieza. That was definitely an interesting match. It was cool to watch. What do you want to say about that?
I got clapped up, bro.
Oh, it was tough, man.
Bro, it's I get on stream and I lose, man. It's a curse. I've lost every
Yeah.
game I've ever played on stream.
Oh, damn. That's
I always
crazy.
do something stupid or I just lose.
Mm.
But no, Golden Frieza, hats off to the guy. He just won fair and square, man. Like
Yeah.
he literally played through me trying to double Splintering Mind him. I was like, bro, this is wild.
Yeah.
I thought for sure there's no way when I like did the math in my head that he was killing my reluctant reinforcements
Yeah.
that I played to set up for game. And I was like, even if he does, there's no way he kills that in my Splintering Mind. I'm like, there's no way. I mean, he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just unfortunate. I couldn't find a power burst when I needed it.
Yep.
And basically, the first game, I can barely remember it to be honest. But basically, I talked about a little bit before. He hit both his Avenging Freezes. He hit his Dodoria. He drew a million cards.
Yeah.
I tried to push for game, but it just wasn't enough. I knew I was going to lose the next turn, and I knew he was going to still Xeno me. So I had to push as much as I could. Unfortunately, that was only comboing like half his hand.
Yeah.
So that sucked. And then I was like, all right, I have to switch strategies. I have to Splintering Mind and Mira. Like, that's the only way I'm going to win. His hand size is too big.
Yep.
And he clearly is very skilled in the matchup. Granted, he needs to draw the cards he needs to see. That's always been my problem with Golden Frieza. Is it probably bricks harder than almost any deck I've ever played.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I was like, if he doesn't see his Avenging Friezas and his super combos, I'm like, I think I just win no matter what. I don't think I have to do anything if he doesn't see those early. But he did, and then I didn't see Power Burst when I needed it, and I didn't see my Mira. That was I had game. It just couldn't find the Mira, so I was like, damn.
Yeah. Damn. It is what it is, huh? But That's cool,
But
man.
he was an incredible player though. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
hats off to him. He absolutely deserves the win. Like, he took a off meta deck that no one, like literally no one was talking about,
Yeah.
and just like wrecked house in a format where Vegeks and Dark Broly ran wild. So
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
hats off to him as a player, man. He a very good player.
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, man. I was kind of mad. I was like, damn, how we let a French guy take an American tournament after Americans talk so much shit about how we're the best, and then a French guy wins. Oh man, we got to do a little better. So, but yeah, shout out to
Classic America, bro.
yeah, for real, absolutely. But yeah, you shout out to that dude. Is there anything else you want to say? You want to tell them where we can find you at?
Yeah, bro. So you can hop in our Discord. We're pretty much always in there talking and chatting.
Yep.
You can listen to the podcast on basically anywhere you stream anything: Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I think we're even on like some random things, like I don't know, Pandora. Like,
Right.
we're pretty much. I use some distributors, so anywhere that you stream your podcast, you can listen to us. And if they don't have it, we have an RSS feed that you can plug in. So definitely check it out. We drop an episode every Friday. Mike and I talk everything Dragon Ball. We have a bunch of cool segments. So if you're looking for a professional quality weekly podcast, we're your guys, man. Check us out. Give us a chance. Give us a shot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Hermit Style podcast. It's excellent quality, excellent players giving you good advice. You just did a history of Dragon Ball series, which went over like starting from set 1 and then all the way to today, pretty much. It was a great listen. It was very nostalgic for someone like me who's been playing since the start of the game.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. It was fun to talk about, man. I just love talking about Dragon Ball, bro. That's,
Yeah.
all these videos I do and like deck profiles always end up going so long. So my bad if this is too long, but
No, it's all good, bro. Yeah.
I just really love talking about the game, man. I love talking about decks and just whatever.
Yeah.
Also, I want to obviously shout out you guys, and I guess this is a good time to announce that
Yep.
Hermit Style Podcast is we're going to partner up with Bad Beats CCG. So
Yeah, absolutely.
we've got a lot of cool things that we're planning together. Bad Beats, y'all are incredible players. I mean,
Yep.
you've been playing the game since the start, and you've surrounded yourself with, along with being one of the best players in the game, you surrounded yourself with some of the best players in the game, and like,
Yep.
iron sharpens iron, right? So
Yep.
we're stoked about partnering with you guys. There's a lot of cool things, tournaments we're planning, all kinds of stuff, man. So definitely be on the lookout for Hermit Style X Bad Beats.
Yeah, bro. We're making moves. We're making moves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Trying.
Hell yeah, man. But hey, bro, it was great talking to you. Congratulations again on third place, man. We know it's just the start of something new again. We're gonna see you up in them tops even more now.
I hope so.
Exactly, bro. Like I said, bro, check out Hermit Style Podcast. It is the best Dragon Ball podcast that exists. Period. That's not a debatable fact. In all honesty.
Thank you, bro.
Anything else you want to say?
No, man. Just shout out to the Discord. All the people that have helped me. You helped me a lot, actually. To shout out to you.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Our matches definitely make me think a lot more than I normally have to.
Yep.
Obviously, shout out to Mike, and we don't really like put ourselves out there, but we call our little squad at locals Team TCG Mafia. So shout out to Sean, Trevor, Mike, Chris, all you guys. We play tests like all the time, so it definitely helped me a lot and my success in this tournament. So shout out to you guys, and Vegeks isn't dead, y'all.
Okay, yeah.
Most banless, Vegeks is still top tier. I'm telling you.
I got you. Yeah, I believe you. We're gonna find out. All right. All right, man. Hey, thanks for coming on.
All right, bro. Appreciate it. Talk to you later.
Peace.